I've got 4 Stephen A. Smith cuts. We got through 2 of them before. I'm just going to fire them all off pretty quickly here, and we can react to the whole thing, okay?
Okay.
Here's the one that you've probably heard a few times, but I'm still going to play it as context to kind of set everything up.
Kevin Durant in Phoenix is a problem. It is a problem. We don't see it because the stats are there. Him and Booker average 27 points per game and what have you. But they say Kevin Durant is never happy. They say that he went more than a month without even talking to the head coach. They say that he doesn't look happy there. And all he wants to do is play when the game starts and tip-off time arrives. But when it comes to ingratiating yourself with your teammates and getting along with everybody and stuff like that, he just lives in his own world. He's not hated. He's not despised. He's not doing anything negative. He's not being somebody that's two-faced and behind people back doing stuff. No, that's not who Kevin Durant is. But keeping to himself. Why does that matter? It's similar to what he was doing in Golden State before he ultimately departed.
So I'll just reiterate to what I said earlier, Wolf. I'm always a little shaky when, like, it's 3 times removed from somebody. And some person 3 times removed is telling me what that first person is feeling.
Yes.
Like, okay, you're not saying so and so did this or so and so did that. Like, and there is a part in there where they're saying he didn't talk to Frank Vogel for a month. Okay, so that's different. But when you're saying, well, he's not happy. Well, how about I just hear that from him? Like, if I'm not hearing, especially in today's NBA, if I'm not hearing from Kevin Durant that he's not happy, I'm just going to assume he's happy. I don't care how he looks on the court, unless he's like chucking a ball into the crowd like Pat Bev.
I'm with you on that one right there. You know, the grimace on his face as he scores 28, I don't care. Go ball out. Go do your job. All I care about, Basinonians, is doing your job. As a player, that was the best thing. That was all you could depend on, is whether or not you had a guy that was going to line up next to you and do his job. And that's all you could ask for. Be a good teammate. You want to be a good teammate? Do your job. You don't have to walk around with a big grin on your face.
It would have been weird last season. Hey, look, we just got swept. Isn't this fun? Like, I wouldn't have wanted Devin Booker walking around smiling either. I wouldn't have wanted any of them really walking around smiling.
I just want to say this quickly, though. He said Kevin Durant is a problem in Phoenix. And listen, if he was not talking to Frank Vogel, that is a problem.
That is a separate thing.
That could do a ton of damage inside that locker room. And we thought that there might be some evidence that there was something going on inside that locker room. And that would be it if you told me that was the truth.
Well, because Stephen A. says right in there, KD's not somebody that's being two-faced, talking behind somebody's back, which, okay, that's good, right? You're not undercutting your coach. But because of the magnitude of his career and who he is, if I'm on that team and I'm whoever, basically that isn't Devin Booker, and KD really isn't talking to the coach, I'm going to be like, well, if KD doesn't respect this guy, why do I?
Exactly right. You are sawing his legs off in front of the team.
Now, again, I don't know what Frank Vogel was or wasn't doing. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of questions I had about Vogel,
I would
too.
Just say as a professional, come on, man. You gotta be kidding me.
No,
as
that
a
part's...
professional, do your job. You're not going to talk to your coach as a professional? Why? Because he did something you didn't like, putting you in. I'm just saying. I don't know that's the case. I don't know it's the truth. But if that is true, if he wasn't talking to Frank Vogel, that's bull crud.
Here's more from Stephen A.
You hear about the level of unhappiness, et cetera, and you get tired of it because when you don't want to talk and when you don't want to answer questions, and you don't want to lead in a very visible way, well, that forces other people to have to step up and take on a level of culpability that they don't want to stomach. And so because of all of that stuff, that's the untold stuff that's going on in Phoenix. There's more than that. Make no mistake, it's not all on Kevin Durant. But that's a big, big part of it, which is why you've got to disband this group. They're not a big 3. They're big 3 in money. They're a big 3 in name, but they ain't a big 3 in level of production. They were the worst fourth quarter team in the NBA last year.
Again, I'm not saying Stephen A. is wrong. You know, I know him. I know he's had a problem with KD in the past. It's been pretty clear over the years. I mean, the famous cut of Stephen A. Smith looking into the camera and basically threatening Kevin Durant from all those years ago. I don't know what their relationship is like now, but I'm not to disband the big three because they don't fit the definition of a big three. And even if they don't fit the definition of a big three, that's not because of Kevin Durant and Devin Booker.
Yeah.
Those two are big three material.
And once again, I just want to reiterate that Kevin Durant is a problem many times to the opponent. He's a problem.
Here's the cut you wanted to play that we didn't get to before. Here's more from Stephen A.
I'm talking to America. I'm not speculating. I'm not guessing. I'm talking to you as somebody that covers this league. Most of us in the league who cover the NBA know this stuff has been going on in Phoenix, but it's far more problematic than we gave noise to it about as the season progressed. Once the season ended, you heard more and more and more about what happened. That's why they got a championship coach up in there with a 5-year deal, giving them more than $10 million a year because you're making that investment because you know more changes have to come and you have to have that person in that position that could facilitate.
Wow. Okay, that's the cut right there to me. Again.
Not the next cut where he says they should trade him to the Lakers because every Stephen A. rant ends with somebody good on the Lakers or the Knicks.
Not that one at all. Okay. But once again, just listening to him say this, and I've heard this from other people that are around the NBA as well. Listen, we all know the real deal that's going on out there in Phoenix, right? I mean, this is what he's been to make it sound like that. If you're in the industry, we all understand what's happening in Phoenix. That bothered me as well because once again, Basinonians, I'm just telling you, I don't break stories or news or anything else. Just have conversations.
My sources.
There's no sources.
No sources
whatsoever. I'm just saying there are people that have parroted that very notion.
Yeah, I mean, that's the grapevine you always talk about when you're talking about football, and I used to see it in hockey a lot, where you just kind of it's like, think about The Office or wherever you work. You know everything that's going on around there because you're there every day, right? That's sort of that grapevine of like, well, yeah, I'm hearing this. And again, it doesn't mean it's all true, but it does mean that you're hearing it and you're just around it all season, basically.
Yeah, and once again, depending on some of the people and how much you may trust those people, there's something there. I don't know exactly what that is, but there's something there.
The one thing I'm not saying that there's nothing there. It would be interesting to hear somebody who covers the Suns say it. You know what I mean? As opposed, it keeps being like national people that really their narrative on Kevin Durant is the same as it was all the way back to Golden State. Like, it's just always like, oh, okay, it's like there's nothing there for like, hey, maybe this guy has evolved over the years. Maybe it's different in Phoenix. It's always just, oh yeah, this is the way it always is. It'd be interesting to hear what somebody who truly is like embedded covering the Suns all season, day in and day out. They're out there. If they were saying this stuff, that would hit a little bit different to me too.
Thanks for watching Wolf and Luke. Tap to see more and click the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.